Now I have to say, I don't think I've had this much fun with the first episode in quite a while. There's been tons of great anime that have like moved me, wowed me in different ways, but just to have something so damn fun, but also feel like it's gonna have a lot of substance by the time this show wraps up, is such a breath of fresh air. This first episode was one of my most anticipated coming into this season. When I saw the PV for this, it looked like something pulled right out of the 90s, but made modern day. The soundtrack in the preview wowed me. Everything about it made it seem like this is gonna be a boxing anime that's gonna be for me. I'm not a sports guy, I don't like watching or playing sports, it's just not my cup of tea. But if you can make the sport just different and just make it feel a bit more exciting than what you traditionally see, then I'm going to watch your show. And the idea of having this almost technological boxing matches where you still have the people boxing, but they're enhanced by these kind of like robotic suits, it just seems so damn interesting. And this anime definitely feels like it was pulled around the Trigun era. It looks so damn retro, it almost feels like this is something that just got remastered for a Blu-ray release, but holy hell does this look stunning. I've honestly missed this style of animation and art design. Granted, yes, I like modern anime, but it's nice to see something like this make its return and have such stunning and fluid animation. Holy hell, I can't wait to see where these matches are going to go. From just the animation we saw already, like, you know it's gonna only get better. The OST was pure fire, hands down. There was some, like, little pieces of music being sprinkled throughout this that I haven't really heard an anime use, like some of these instruments, in quite a while. Like, this has the perfect atmosphere for a series such as this. I think really making it feel like it was pulled from the Trigun era was a perfect fit because this is such a different feeling anime. And I just love how the visuals match the music so well to build into this atmosphere to get the viewer pumped like I am. And you can look at this show at a surface level, and we've seen it before. The idea of having someone who's very skilled at boxing, having to basically fight underground, throwing matches for money, and then ultimately kind of like breaking free and doing his own thing, that's pretty much every boxing movie's main setup half the time. However, what makes something different isn't its baseline premise. How something becomes its own entity is by using all of its elements, the visuals, the music, its main character, just all the little things that kind of fall into place to make something unique. And based on the first episode, I think Megalobox has definitely delivered. This felt completely different, even though the baseline setup of this is very much we've seen in other boxing movies in the West, even from Japan. I absolutely adored what they did because the main character, Junk Dog, seems like someone I want to root for. He definitely has this arrogant side to him, but you can definitely feel like you want to root for the guy to be able to push through. You know he's going to get his ass handed to him next week. He's trying to box the champion of Megaloboxing. That isn't going to work out well for him, but I do think we've seen enough of him to really show us that it's not like we're watching a rookie train up to the big leagues. We're already watching a pretty strong fighter going to work his way up through the big league. And I think that's going to be something that sets it apart from other boxing anime. You kind of watch the guy start from scratch, build into something, or you just watch the champion be the champion. I feel like that's a traditional boxing setup here. I think this is going to work out well. The art design is seriously, I think, is going to be hard to top me for this season because I adore the fact that they were able to nail that 90s feel, but still make it look polished. And then just from what we've seen with the little bits of boxing, how they animate these suits and just the sound effects on top, it's hard to have a good anime that really uses its sound effects to make you believe into the whatever it's doing. You really felt like you heard all the nooks and crannies being moved around in these suits to really add to that emotion, that impact, and holy hell, I just need the remainder of these episodes. I know this is going to be a one-core anime. I believe I saw that announcement, and I think that's going to be great for this because this has such a level of detail to it that if it was a two-core, we could definitely see some dips here or there, but I really hope this doesn't dip. This is a stunning first episode. I love the main character. I really, like, even though we've seen characters like him before, I think the idea of how he was introduced in this episode, his build-up, him throwing the matches, him basically getting into a fight on a bridge after nearly killing the champion's owner, I just thought it gave an interesting setup, and I love the idea that they are going to box next week, and I know for a fact Junk Dog is not going to get out of there winning. If he does, that will be just, that's weird. We're only episode 2 and he already beat the champion. But I definitely think he's going to lose, but he's going to put up a good fight. But then we're going to see him building up through this championship, and ultimately the personal stories that are going to be unfolding in this, I think is going to be an amazing series to follow weekly. This is coming from someone who doesn't traditionally like boxing. I can watch boxing. It is one of the few sports that I can watch and get some enjoyment out of, but I'm not really a boxing guy. But this definitely kind of reshaped the idea of boxing, adding in a new twist, but still keeping the core fundamentals in place. and just really making this feel like a retro anime brought to life, and I think this is definitely what anime needed in 2018. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think of the first episode of Megalobox? Your favorite moment? I think just the idea of just this whole mechanical boxing is my favorite moment from this episode. We saw a couple of moments in here. Just overall, like, this whole boxing idea is going to be a really fun time to watch, and I think we're going to have some solid characters and story arcs as well. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think of this episode? Let me know down in that comment section below. And before you leave, smack that like button, share your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.